Capricorn, and welcome to Wild Magnolia Tarot. My name is Maddie, and this is going to be your weekly reading for whenever you see this video. From now on, all my weeklies will be timeless, so whenever you stumble across it, whenever you decide to watch it, whenever it feels right, that's probably when it's right for you. Couple quick disclaimers. This is a general reading and cannot possibly resonate with everyone, so take what does resonate, leave what does not. And if none of it resonates, that's okay. This one might not be for you. You can check out one of the readings for one of your other signs, moon, rising, etc. Or you can go check out some of the many beautiful, talented, brilliant readers on this platform who may have something more attuned to your situation this week. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a doctor, lawyer, physician, counselor, therapist, financial expert, etc. I'm just a girl with a passion for the tarot, and anything that I say resembling advice is based solely on my opinion, my own knowledge and experiences, my interpretations of the cards, and any little bits and pieces that may occur to me intuitively throughout the reading. If you do end up enjoying this, if it does resonate, please remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I upload readings in the future. And if you have any kinds of readings that you'd like to see me do on my channel, themed readings, pick-a-cards, specific spreads, anything like that, leave that in a comment as well. I would love to see your suggestions and implement them in future readings. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started with archetype cards, as I usually like to do. I decided to use both archetype decks that I own this week. I don't know why. I don't have a good reason. But hopefully it works out. Excuse me. Okay, so we're starting out with the Bully. Okay, so we're starting out a little bit heavy. I'm going to adjust my light a little bit, see if I can't get it to... There we go. All right. Light attributes. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. Shadow attribute. Conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. Alright, so this could be representing an aspect of yourself or someone that you're dealing with at this time. We will come back to that as we get more cards on the table and tie everything back together. Next card we have is the Unseen. This is exactly what it sounds like. It is everything that exists in this world that we can't see, that we can't be like totally 100% consciously aware of. Well, I mean, I guess some people can, but think spirits, think, spirituality, the unseen forces at work in our everyday lives, okay? Even God. If you want to call it that, if you see it that way, if that's something that you like to, like a word you like to use, there are many different ways that you can say it, but the unseen is like the ether or like other dimensions, or if we want to be even more abstract, I guess it could also refer to emotions or our intuition. But in this, I usually see this card as representing like forces at work in our life that we can't see with our eyes, but that we can sense in other ways. So there may be something going on in your life right now. There may be an unseen force at work in your life right now, for better or for worse. So let's get some more cards out so we can see what it is that this is referring to. If I can get it to... There we go. Next card we have is the Tower. All right. It says alarm, storms, electrical impulses, lightning. But the Tower is anything that occurs in our lives that shakes things up, that turns the circumstances on their head. Anything that occurs in our lives to instigate dramatic but necessary change. This can be a dramatic upheaval in your life. In your environment or your surroundings, in your work life, in a romantic or emotional life, within your family. And just from what I see here, okay, this feels a little heavy. I'm not gonna lie. Something's going on around you. Something's going on around you. Okay, because sometimes the Tower can refer to very dramatic transformations that occur within as well, and I think that that's definitely going to be a part of this. But Well, actually, let me show you the other card, the last theme card that I pulled for you guys right before I started recording. We have the Mountain, and it says clarity. So this Tower card, this event that it describes, or situation, whatever unfolds brings you this clarity, okay? Makes you aware of the truth of a situation that perhaps you didn't see before. And I have a feeling that there are forces trying to help you, okay, that are kind of instigating the changes occurring in your life, okay, and trying to draw your attention to the truth of a situation so that you can make the necessary changes to better your life, okay? So if you're in, let's say you're in a bit of an abusive relationship, or just an unbalanced, unhealthy relationship where, you know, you feel bullied, and this doesn't have to be romantic, it can be a friendship, it can be at work, it could be your manager, your boss, it could be someone within your own family. But there's someone's not treating you right. And this may have been going on for quite some time. Okay, and it's all about to kind of explode or implode. Things are gonna something's gonna happen. And I don't want you to panic when I say that, because I want you to understand that when I'm looking at the unseen card, I'm feeling like guardian angel, spirit guide vibes. All right, so you, to the certain degree, you are very much protected. But one thing that our guides are never going to protect us from is learning the important lessons that contribute to our maturity, our growth, and our betterment. Okay, so consider this upheaval, this tower moment, this dramatic, chaotic situation a gift. If you can at all find it within yourself to eventually come to recognize the importance of this situation in your life, because it's going to correct this bully situation. I think it's going to remove them from your life if it's somebody that's affecting you. And if it's you who has those tendencies, that's something that you need to evaluate as well. Perhaps some of you have kind of gained a very aggressive persona in order to get what you need in life, in order to protect yourself, and for as a sense of security almost. And if that resonates with you, let me just say there's no judgment here. You know, not at all. Not at all. Everything I say here, I say with compassion and love. If you find that you can be a bully sometimes, whether it's because, you know, it's rooted in insecurity, or because it's a behavior that you were taught from an early age, or maybe it's a defense mechanism, okay? You have to address that. You have to get to the root of, you know, the cause, which as the card already has outlined, it is fear. When we bully others, when we're aggressive, when we are attackative, or even just like sarcastic or cynical or rude, when we are negative, it's usually rooted in some kind of fear, some kind of upset that we carry within ourselves that needs to be processed and released. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards from the Memento Mori deck to get a little bit of a better idea of what the main situation is, or maybe get some of the details about what's going on here so that we can narrow it down, clarify. The first card I've got here is the Snake. Now, normally I like to see the snake as representing deep personal transformations, just as the snake sheds its skin. The snake is also related to medicine and healing, okay, and health. But in the traditional sense, because this is a version of a Lenormand deck. Lenormand? Anyway, the snake can represent somebody who is deceptive, shady, manipulative, somebody with bad intentions, somebody who is not trustworthy. And I'm almost leaning towards that interpretation because of the cards we have on the table. So I'm going to pull another card and see if we can't get a little more clarity on that. Perhaps a little more clarity on this snake character. Okay, so we have the medical kit. This came out for another reading as well. A lot of similar energies floating around, affecting people in similar but subtly different ways. The medical kit, this is, consider it your healing toolbox. It's all the tools that you've gathered, that you've learned over the years to help heal yourself, better yourself, attend to your own personal wounds, physical or emotional or mental. So right now, without any other information, this is outlining a time of healing for you guys. Okay, you're gaining tools to put in your medical kit in order to help you, you know, make it through this and then heal from it. With the Tower card, this is all coming together to open your eyes to the truth of a situation. And this is what allows the healing to take place or to begin. All right. This does require you to be honest with yourself. Yeah, you know what? I want to pull a couple more cards from this deck before I say any more. Get ahead of myself. What else do we have for Capricorn? Okay, Capricorn, we have the Man. All right. So this has to do with, well, okay, so either this is you or it is a man in your life who is relevant to this situation. It's not some random guy. It's someone relevant to this situation. This could be the bully in your life. Someone mistreating you, or somebody who is outwardly aggressive, verbally abusive, or just somebody who may just be just a very negative presence in your life. At least at this time. I'm just staring at the cards. If I ever get quiet and you're like, what's going on? I'm letting things come together in my head. Let's see. I'm going to pull another card. All right. Interesting. So we have the Mirror. Okay. And the Mirror, if it would focus, it's calling you to take a good hard look at yourself. The Mirror, reflection. Reflecting on your situation, reflecting on your own behaviors and belief structures that have gotten you in this situation in the first place. Reflecting on the ways that you can make changes in your life to better your situation. That snake is, it's both, honestly. That snake is both a deep personal transformation, but it's also a part of somebody's personality, or it's somebody's personality trait that is negative. It's a negative personality trait, and it could be within yourself. And it could also be this man. But this man, the Man card comes out after the medical kit. So it's like, whoever this man is, if it's not you, it seems like resolving issues with this man is integral to completing your healing process. Something something with this man, like there needs to be a discussion where, you know, you lay out exactly how you are affected by his behavior, or the way he treats you, or even the type of language he uses. And by which I mean like abusive language, or like abusive verbal tendencies. And I kind of specify that because some people, a lot of people, especially if they were raised in an abusive environment, okay, are going to develop those tendencies. They're going to learn them. And there are a lot of people who don't even realize that the way that they talk to people, the things that they say, the way they react in situations, sometimes they don't even realize that it's abusive. They think they're just expressing themselves. They don't realize that it's like the effect that it has on the people around them. And so I want to make it clear that I'm not saying that anybody is bad or evil or beyond redemption. Not at all. Now, that is a possibility for some, but I find that that is rarely the case. There's a lot here. Somebody has to reconcile with some mistakes that they've made in terms of how they treat people. And that's very difficult and very heavy as well. And so, you know, I have a lot of compassion for that person as well. Well, whether it be you or the person that you're dealing with, it doesn't excuse the behavior. But the cards coming together on the table, this is a come to Jesus moment. This is like something is happening here. It's forcing somebody to look at themselves and just to understand the impact they have, the impact that their words have on the people around them, on you. If this is someone you're in a relationship with, this may be this event might be the ending of a relationship that is culminated over a period of time where you know, you've been putting up with this behavior, you've made excuses for it, and you can't anymore. You can't put up with it. And so you end the relationship, and it may very well be over for good for some of you. But, you know, sometimes that's what it takes for people to come to terms with the fact that they have to change the way they treat people, or, you know, their behavior. And okay, no, I'm gonna pull tarot cards now. Let's get some clarifications here for the snake. Let's clarify the snake. All right, so we have the Emperor. It fell on the floor and I didn't pay attention to how it came out, so I'm laying it down right side up. But I want to just point out that when the Emperor, when his energy is out of balance, he's a bit of a tyrant. He is not someone that can necessarily be compromised with. He can be unreasonable. He can be very selfish and very demanding. Okay? And I'm outlining the negative aspects for a moment because it does come out underneath the snake card. We have the bully, and when I think of, like, if there were a tarot card in the deck that was a bully, the Emperor is one of those in his reversed aspect, or in his and when he's out of balance. Okay, so on the positive end of that spectrum, though, the Emperor comes in to put his foot down and to reestablish structure and balance. He can bring balance to a situation by establishing, you know, ground rules, like rules as to how you treat people and how you conduct yourself. And in his best aspect, he is compassionate ruler who sticks to, you know, the laws that were created for the best interest of all involved. So I'm going to pull another card. I'm going to clarify the Emperor. But I can see how for some, like, as I said a moment ago, it's not that this person cannot be redeemed. But unfortunately, they're learning their lesson the hard way. Okay. All right, so we have coming out underneath the Emperor, the Nine of Cups. This is a very happy card. This is very positive, okay? The Wish card. Joy, bliss, love, happiness, satisfaction, contentment. Okay. So that's where the whole transformation aspect of the Snake card comes into play. Okay. The result of this upheaval, eventually, I think that everyone involved is going to be able to find that happiness, find that contentment, that bliss in their own lives. It may not be together, okay, but, you know, that's where the unseen comes in. I mean, this is happening for a reason. This is one of those moments where, like, you either stop now and change so that you can have a good life and so that you can find happiness and fulfillment and meaning, or you continue the way you are and you throw it all away. You know, there's a lot to lose. Somebody has a lot to lose, and I don't know why that is. That came to mind. There's a lot to lose here. And somebody is losing a lot. They're losing it right now. And if this is someone you're dealing with, it is sad that they are incurring loss as a result of their actions, but this is a lesson they have to learn eventually, and if not now, then when, okay? So it's good to have compassion again, but this is karmic. Spirit or the universe or whatever you want to call it is inserting itself into the situation to set things right again. And it's going to be painful for some people. It's not going to be fun. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and clarify the medical kit. And we have the 10 of Rods in reverse. Okay, this is burnout. This is exhaustion. This is tough, heavy energy. And the 10 is the completion of a cycle. It is an ending, okay? With it being in reverse, it's like somebody's still clinging. Somebody does not want this to end. Someone does not want to let something go. And with it being wands, it's almost like it's somebody who can't give up a fight, or somebody who, even when they're wrong, just cannot help themselves but double down and continue to make an ass of themselves. Or there's something that they really want, perhaps, that just it hasn't worked out, but they're not giving up. And it's not about giving up, it's just about letting go. It's about release, you know. It's about working hard towards finding something that is better for you, more aligned with your path. So this could be you, this could be the person you're dealing with who's just having a hard time letting go, especially if this is a relationship coming to an end and this individual does not want to accept that that's the result of, you know, how they've behaved and the decisions that they've made. But if, for those of you out there where, you know, you're ending a relationship with someone who's abusive, you need to put your foot down too. You need to be that Emperor energy. You have to stand your ground. You have to lay down the law to protect yourself. You know, putting up boundaries so that you don't get mistreated anymore, basically. Okay, I'm going to clarify the man now. See if we can get an idea of who this man is. I think I'm going to ask for like a trait of the man to help some of those who might not be sure. Kind of help give the man a story. Okay, I've got 2 cards. I have the 3 of Rods. Okay. So this can be a major breakthrough. That's what I always see the 3 of Rods as. It's a major breakthrough, but it's also like, you know, contemplation and planning, or sometimes it can be about waiting as well, waiting for something to arrive, or waiting for something to occur, waiting for a sign, waiting for an opportunity. And then out with that came the 7 of Rods, okay, which is all about standing your ground, defending yourself. 7 of Rods details a fight, and it's not always, you know, it's not always easy. So this man, I have to look at this for a moment. So this could be describing the man. That is what I asked for. This is someone who's, I wonder if this is someone who's looking for a fight. Like, this is someone who, I don't know if they necessarily enjoy fighting, but it's like they're always expecting a fight. They expect everything to be a fight. And when there is no fight, they look for a fight. There's a lot, it's aggressive. Wand energy can be very aggressive. You know what? I wanna clarify that again. Okay, we have the Hermit in reverse. So the Hermit in reverse can detail somebody who's kind of cut themselves off from society, cut themselves off from other people. Someone who, it's out of fear. It's out of fear. This is somebody who isolates themselves from others. If this is an unhealthy relationship that you might be in, this could be someone who isolated you as well, because they see everyone around them as like attackers. Like they feel like they're always being attacked, and they're just waiting for the next person to attack. They're very paranoid in that way. And it's not healthy, and it's not always reasonable. But it's somebody who always feels like they're under attack. And so they push a lot of people away. And that could be the root of those abusive behaviors as well, is this fear of being hurt themselves. And so they strike out first. They lash out first, strike first. But you can't live your life that way, obviously, because then everybody just sees a bully, literally. Like, that's just, so this is somebody who has to be able to either come to terms with their insecurities and, you know, try approaching other human beings with a little more compassion and positivity, or they have to get used to being alone. Okay, I'm going to clarify the mirror now. Okay, we have the 8 of Cups. The 8 of Cups, and it is in reverse, which is about, again, letting go, release. Letting go of negativity, purging negativity from your life, from your mind and your heart and your body, just letting it go. And then moving in a new direction, towards happiness, towards better things. So someone here is being called to really look at themselves to figure out why they haven't left this situation. Okay. And if that's the case, then I do see how perhaps, you know, this situation's been bad for a while. It's been bad for a while, and it's like you stay in it and you put up with it and you don't even really understand why, and you don't like it, but you don't want to leave it. And it's time to really look at yourself to figure out why you don't want to leave it and resolve that so that you can move towards something better for yourself. I'm going to go ahead and switch decks now to the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, and this is a new deck of mine that I'm learning because it is very different from the traditional tarot. So as I learn them, I'm just reading them intuitively. I did read through the book a little bit, but I'm just, it's all coming from the heart when I look at these cards because they're different. But the first card to come out is Intuition. Okay, so you know everything that I'm telling you. You know what you need to do. You know things aren't right. You know that you need to change, or that you need to make changes in your life to be happier, healthier, safer, and just better off in general. Okay. Intuition is very much tied to that mirror card as well, looking within, tapping into your subconscious, you know, those deeper layers of yourself that you may not necessarily be consciously aware of. Meditation would be very helpful for you guys. Meditation and journaling for some of those. You just start writing. You start writing and you just write whatever comes to mind, and eventually your subconscious will feed you, you know, the information that you need, or the, you know, will bring things to light that hide deep down within yourself that you weren't necessarily aware of on the surface. Okay, let's see what else we got for you guys. Okay, so we have Perception, and it did come out in reverse. All right, so the way you're perceiving this situation is off somehow, for some reason. And I think it's, you know, I think there are things, truths that you've overlooked for a long time, that you've actively ignored because you were afraid to make these big changes. And sometimes, especially if this is a romantic relationship or a friendship even, I guess it doesn't have to be romantic. There's this fear here of being alone. It's like it's almost better to be with a bully than to be with no one at all. Okay? And so the way you perceive the situation and their behavior becomes warped because you're coming at it from this perspective of, you know, this perspective that it's better than being alone. But the truth is, it's better to be healthy and alone than to be hurting with somebody who's hurting you. So there's, and your perception may also be, if you do have like if you're perceiving things differently than the reality, that could run a lot deeper than just a fear of loneliness as well. I mean, this could run back to childhood, especially if you come from an abusive background where if you're being abused, well, if you're abused growing up, if you're abused as a child, and then you enter an abusive relationship as an adult, then it seems normal. It's it doesn't quite have as the exact same impact that it would for someone who wasn't used to it. And so you're able to kind of convince yourself that it's okay because you're used to it. And that's what puts that Perception card in reverse, because you have to kind of, you have to expect people to treat you better. And you have to set a higher standard for how people treat you, how people talk to you. Especially if this is going to be somebody who claims to love you and care for you. Well, then that person has to really, you know, treat you right. You have to hold them accountable to a higher level, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope it does. I'm going to pull one more from this deck. Okay, so we have the Ace of Air. This is a new idea. This is a new question, a new inquiry. This is a new line of thought. This is a new perspective, honestly, is what this is. This is you gaining a brand new, fresh perspective on yourself, on your situation, life as it occurs around you, your environment. This is you seeing things in a different way than you did in the past. And that's very positive, right? Because it takes this perception card and it does flip it back around, because through this experience, after this tower situation, whatever this is, you're going to learn some very important lessons. You're going to gain the wisdom through the experience that is going to allow you this healthier, broader perspective. It's an eye-opener, right? Which makes sense with this mountain card, right? Clarity. Gaining a lot of clarity through this situation, and it's not always going to be like it might be painful, and I don't want to make you afraid or paint this in a negative light for you, because you just have to remember that ultimately this is happening for you to better your life. Okay? This seems to be a theme that's going on for a lot of people right now, where we're like in old structures and negativity, period. It's being pushed out of our lives right now. I mean, I've gotten this for almost every reading that I've done for this week. It's been this theme of cutting out the negative, cutting out anything that harms you, anything that does not serve you, anything that is not good for you. Everybody is being like, it's cleansing, that's what it is. There's a lot of purification going on within everybody's lives right now, no matter what sign you are. So look at it that way. Try to see the situation from the perspective that, you know, it's a clearing, it's a cleaning. You're cleaning up your life, you're cleaning up your relationships, so that what's left afterwards is only that which has the purest intentions, or the best, you know, like the most positive aspects present in your life. I don't know if I said that right. Let's just keep going. Cut out the bad, keep the good. Basically what I'm saying. So I'm going to pull some cards from the Flowers from the Dead Oracle, and I'm going to clarify each of these three right here. Starting with intuition. Alright, so we have the Coyote. Cunning and resourceful. The Coyote is also a trickster, okay? So somebody may be trying to pull some stuff on you that you, deep down within yourself, you see it, you know, you recognize the signs, but you're choosing not to be consciously aware of it. But your gut is telling you, like, it's raising up the red flags left and right, and you need to pay attention to that. You need to trust your gut, and you need to listen to it. It exists to help you and to protect you. Our intuition is the channel through which spirit communicates and guides us. You have to be open to it, and you have to trust yourself as well. Trust your intuition. And clarify perspective. Okay, we have peace and tranquility. This is the result of this whole situation playing out. This is what you need, and this is what spirit is trying to give you. And it's what you deserve as well. Peace and tranquility, just a calm life where you don't have to live with fear and anxiety. You don't have to worry about the things that you say and do, you know, pissing somebody off. You don't have to, like, feel like you're walking around on eggshells all the time. You know, just being able to live and be in the moment without heaviness or baggage. Okay, I'm going to clarify the Ace of Air, or the One of Air. Okay, so we have the Moth, alright? Attraction and lust. Now, this does sound kind of like a negative card, But I think that your attention, right, because to me the One of Air is a new perspective, and I feel like your attention is being brought to something. And if you think about in terms of like the moth is attracted to bright lights, almost as if you on some level are being pulled towards a brighter light, or like a brighter vibration, like you're attracted to that, and something is pulling you in, or pulling you away from a bad situation, and you feel that tug, and it may express as curiosity or wonder, but like it's something new to explore. I think that you always, like, the danger for the moth obviously is that they charge forward without any concern for their own safety. You have to be aware of your surroundings. I would also say for some that this may possibly be what's blocking you, okay, from this new perspective. It could be what's keeping you, if this is about a relationship, it could be what's keeping you into the negative relationship. And that's for something personal for you to analyze and decide. At the end of the day, you just want to make sure that you're making a decision that is in the best interest of your health, your safety, and your happiness. That's what's most important here. That's what Spirit is prioritizing for you. You know, something else just popped up into my mind as well, like the whole law of attraction thing, like the energy you put out is the energy you're going to receive. So start putting out energy that you want to receive in return. You know, acting, speaking, and living with positive intention brings more positivity to you. Okay, so as long as you're taking action and making decisions with the intention to better your life, with the intention to be happy and, you know, to have positive experiences in your life, then you're going to attract happiness and positive experiences. If, you know, you intend to be in a happy, positive relationship with someone who has pure intentions as well, you know, regardless of, you know, what they look like or whatever they may have to offer on a material, earthly level, then you might have a little more luck in that department. I don't know what I'm trying to say with that. I don't know. Just running my mouth now. I'm going to pull a couple cards from the Terra Animal deck. Or it's the Terra Oracle, but it's an animal deck. And the way I use this deck is that each animal has a characteristic. This is either going to be a characteristic that you have within yourself that you need to be aware of and address, or it's going to be a characteristic that you should consider adopting or taking on in the situation to help you. So 2 cards came out right away. The squirrel, okay, and it's kind of hard to see, but at the top there it says preparation, okay, which of course is always good to be prepared, preparing yourself for the next step in life. Obviously there are major changes occurring in your life right now, so be prepared to make those changes, but also have faith that no matter what happens, you will overcome it. You can tackle it, and you will be okay. And that Spirit is by your side, providing you what you need, as long as you are living in that highest vibration, that highest, like with positive intention. Okay. The next card we have is the crocodile, and this is repression. And this is very similar to, this 8 of Cups in reverse here. There is a lot of repression here, and it's you repressing your own intuition. You repressing your own emotions, your own reactions to the situation that you're in. It's the only way that you can stay in this situation is by repressing how you feel about it, so that you can, you know, survive and not be in constant distress. But it's time to start letting all the feelings and all the thoughts that you've repressed, you have to let them out. You have to acknowledge them and validate them and express them. Okay? That's how you release. So if there's something here that you're holding on to, that you're not letting go of, it is all this stuff that you've repressed that you haven't wanted to acknowledge. And the time has come where you just have to. You have to acknowledge it. You have to express it, because it's very real and you're carrying it around with you everywhere you go, and it's weighing you down. Okay? All right. One more from this deck. Okay. We have the Wallaby. Okay, the Wallaby. This is leadership. Okay, this is you taking the lead in your own life. Okay, coming back to this Emperor here. So we have this snake, the major transformation, the Emperor, who is a leader. This is leadership. This is you being the authority in your own life, in your own situation, to better your life. And then we have the Nine of Cups, right? So this is all results in your happiness, your satisfaction, your contentment. All right, so this is calling you to be a leader in your own life. It's also coming out to remind you that you're capable of being your own leader. You're capable of taking authority over your own life, and you don't need anyone else in order for you to survive or be okay. You are enough for you. And so there's a lesson here too about, gaining back the self-confidence that you may have lost in this situation with this bully. So I'm going to pull just a few more cards. I'm going to get a couple from the Illuminated Earth and then a couple from the Faceted Garden, just for any additional insight, any other angles of this situation that you may not be aware of, to help bring about that clarity, that much needed clarity on this situation. Or it can be advice from Spirit, or it can simply be confirmation and encouragement from Spirit that you're going to be okay. Okay, so first we have upheaval, okay, which this is exactly like the Tower card. So this is Spirit recognizing that this is a great time of upheaval for you, and that it is heavy and that it is difficult. Next we have connection. Okay. This is your connection to Spirit, but this I think also outlines other connections in your life, healthy connections with other people who do love you and who support you. It's also, I think, a reminder to make sure that you are establishing healthy connections in the future, the importance of healthy connections. You may also take this as encouragement to reach out to people who are positive influences in your life. Reach out to those positive connections for support, or just to talk, just to express yourself, just to get some stuff off your chest, Okay, pull a couple more cards, and then we'll call it a night. We've got the Cactus. This is about you being very tough and resilient. This is outlining your ability to survive in a difficult situation for a long period of time. That card comes out to encourage you that you are strong, you are capable, you've done it this long, and you are more than strong enough to, establish your boundaries, put your foot down, and take charge in your life, in your situation. Okay. So actually, 3 more cards fell out from this deck, and I'm deciding to keep all of them. Next we have seeds. So now is a time of planting seeds for your future. Okay. In this upheaval, things are coming to an end. Things are leaving your life, and it's the perfect time for you to plant the seeds of new, more positive things to grow in your life. Whether that be when it comes to work or career, or relationships, or anything that you may want to manifest, creative pursuits. Okay, now's a good time to start thinking and planning for the future, and what you can create in the renewal that follows this upheaval. The next card we have is the Ram. Okay, this is all about you, your personal power, your strength. All right, you are powerful. You are powerful. You can handle this. You can do this, and you're going to be okay. And then the last one is the morning song. After all of this is over, the sun's still going to rise, the birds are still going to sing, and you're still going to be breathing, and it's going to be okay. That seems to be the overall message, is that no matter what happens in this situation, no matter what comes to an end, no matter how things end up playing out, no matter how much falls apart around you, it's happening for you, and you're gonna be able to hold yourself together. You're gonna survive this, and you're gonna come out on top here, okay? So have confidence in yourself, believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, and have faith in the universe and God and spirit, whatever, that you're being guided, you're being protected, and you're being provided for by spirit. Spirit is making sure that you have everything you need as long as you follow that guidance that you receive through your intuition. All right. So Capricorn, this is your reading for this week. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully that was helpful for some of you. And if it was and you enjoyed it, remember to like this video, subscribe, all of that. Take care of yourselves. Hang in there. You're strong. Okay. And I will see you guys in the next one.